How's everybody doing after the 10th, 11th time? These talks are really fast, and there's so much I want to share with you all, so I'm probably going to talk really crazy fast. I apologize for that, but come talk to me afterwards too. Let me get a sense here. How many of my fellow public servants are in the room? Can you raise your hand? Wonderful. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for your service. Special shout out to my USDA folks in the room. I just love you all, and seeing you in person is fantastic. So let me get a sense for the rest of the folks, our industry partners. Can you raise your hand? All right. Wonderful. Thank you for your service. You may not be a public servant, but what you do to work with us to help make things possible is super important. So thank you, and I'm really excited to be with all of you here today. So one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about is, what is 3.0? How can we partner together to get from where we are today in government service delivery to what our citizens expect of us now and what we need to be prepared for in the future? So to understand what 3.0 is, we have to understand where we are now in figuring out how to get there. So let's talk about what 2.0 is. Government 2.0, our federal CIO put it really well when he said, "I notice a lot of Gov customers consider themselves to be digital, but in reality, we've only digitized. We have not transformed," which is very true. We've digitized a lot of our forms. We've digitized a lot of our processes. We've changed the medium, but we have not changed how we deliver. Citizens still have to rely on our processes, our structures, have to know how we're organized to figure out what they need and how to get them. And at USDA, with over 100,000 employees spread across 8 mission areas and 27 different agencies, that's really hard for the average farmer. That's really hard for the average mother, people that rely on us to understand if their food is safe and how we can help spread our food to the world. Now, thinking about how much folks go online now, we have dramatically changed how citizens interact with our government, but we need to take that next step. In terms of how folks interact with government digitally, people spend over 80 billion hours in digital interactions per month. That's per month. I still balk every time I see that. With over 2 billion, B with a billion, visits to federal websites per month. And over half of that is from a mobile device. And when we think about a lot of the government processes we need to engage in, can we do that A to Z on our phone for most of them? No. I think a lot of you tried, myself included, and get frustrated during that process. Government 2.0 is largely digitized. We're digitizing the forms, we're getting things off of paper, which is fantastic. And it's also social. If you have not had a chance yet, I highly recommend to go on to the National Park Service X account. It is by far the best government social media account. Not only will you laugh and just get pure joy from how they put content together, you're going to get key pieces of information about how you can enjoy our national parks. And this is how we need to continue to move to be social with our citizens. And we have to move from digital to social to connected to get to 3.0. So one of the examples of Government 2.0 at USDA that we're working to try to get to 3.0 that I'm really proud of, and so much work happened before I came to USDA, is farmers.gov. Farmers.gov has consolidated, and I have to make sure I get the numbers right, 65 different application forms, 65, over 20 different user flows across 3 of 27 of those USDA agencies. 3 out of 27 may seem like not a lot, but when you consider Farm Service Agency, National Resource Conservation Service, and rural development, those are huge, and we need to do more. This saves hundreds of thousands of hours for our ag producers to figure out what they can get from us in terms of our loans, grants, other programs and services. And it takes these routine transactions that can happen anywhere, instead of having to go to one of the 4,500 county offices that we have across the country. Now, what is Government 3.0? Government 3.0 puts the citizen at the center of everything we do. It is based and designed on their needs, with them alongside us designing them. We're starting to do this a lot across the federal space and at USDA as well, but we need to do more, and it needs to be foundational to what we do. Citizens measure their governments against the personalized interactions that they have with industry providers every day. They're not measuring us to other government services, they're measuring us against Amazon. They're measuring us against their bank. Are their bank in places like Amazon and other providers, are they asking them to do the things that we ask them to get government services? No, and we shouldn't be asking them either. We need to figure out how to simplify these processes, simplify the user flows, and not have them have to understand how we operate in order to get what we need. And that's going to take all of us in this room to figure out how we can get there. We need to anticipate the needs of our users versus being reactive to what they're asking of us. Now, there are some incredible examples of Gov delivery here at USDA. There's so many great stories, there's not enough time to share them, but it's one of the reasons that USDA dominated the Sammys this year. Our agency had more honorees than any other agency, including NASA, and I love NASA. But it makes me very proud when you can beat NASA at something, so I'm gonna take it. But please check these out. Please read more incredible stories about what we're doing at USDA. We wish I could share more time spreading them to here. But now with some practical tips of how all of us can work together to get to 3.0. Listening to our users. This is key in terms of human-centered design, any design. We have to experience these government services alongside the people that are trying to use them, especially industry. Before coming to our door and offering your solution, walk a mile in the shoes that people are trying to get things from us. Understand what their problems are and understand the things that we're trying to face to get those problems to them. Demos, not memos. I wish I could take credit for this, but I can't. Robin Carnahan, former administrator of GSA, said this a while back, and it's stuck with me ever since. Industry needs to show us what you can do to figure out how we can partner with you at the table. And that's not 10-page white papers, that's not PowerPoints, that is showing us hands to keyboards, taking shared accountability for the solutions of how we can get things done. And meeting your partners where they are. For government, we are literally an open kimono about what things are that are important to us, what are we held accountable to, and what we need to. OMB guidance, legislation, guidance memos, all of that is open and available online, and you could probably put through AI to figure out what are the key takeaways to help you know that you understand what problems we're trying to face, what we need to do, and knowing that before coming to the table. For government, we need to be consumer reports for our vendors. We need to understand what their track records are, how they've delivered in the past with similar and non-similar services, and we need to do our homework too before we walk into those demo rooms to make sure that we're getting the best value for our employees who need to use technology and for the people that we're trying to serve. In closing, which is that 10 minutes goes by really fast, just in case you may not know that. Thank you all so much for your partnership and your role in this process. Everyone here has a part and role to play, and no matter where you are in this process, these are some really great ways to start of how we can get there. Thank you for all your help getting us to 2.0 and growing from 2.0, and I am so excited to continue to work and engage with all of you to figure out how we can get to 3.0 and really make government easier and improving the lives of people we serve exponentially in a short amount of time. Thank you.